What is a business plan and why do you need one for your food business? When most people think of writing a business plan, they envision a long, extensively detailed document with reams of data and financial forecasts. While that may be the requirement for people seeking outside funding and venture capital funding, a business plan doesn't have to be all that complicated to be effective. It provides a blueprint for how you intend to build your food business, so the plan only has to be as long as you need. And depending upon the size of your business, you can get started today and have a business plan within short order. Use your business plan to map out your goals, action plans, and financials while significantly increasing your chances of success. Who needs a business plan? The most common use for a business plan is to get funding from a bank, venture capitalist, or outside funding for a new or existing business. This is where you'll end up needing that long document that supports all aspects of your plans and why you believe you'll succeed. Writing a business plan of this nature can be an huge ordeal and can slow down the start of your business, but it's a necessity if you need someone else to loan you money or invest in your business. Successful food business owners often create a business plan on a yearly basis to get themselves organized for the next year. It's a way of taking stock of their progress, examining what's working, and laying out goals and plans for the year to come. Almost all of the very successful food business owners that we consult with will tell you that they create business goals and action plans on a regular basis, sometimes as often as monthly. In addition, if you have seen anyone struggling in their business, or if you are struggling in your business or considering something new, the entire process of creating a business plan will help you see where you can be the most profitable. It will also tell you where you're going wrong and possibly need to change. What are the key components of a food business plan? Most business plans are comprised of the following parts. If you are creating a proposal for a business loan, you'll need to get more specific in each one of the parts. But for your own food business, these parts should be plenty sufficient. Number 1, description of your business model and target market. What kind of recipes you are creating and who are your target customers. Number 2, unique selling proposition. What do you have to offer that makes you different from everyone else? Why should people buy your finished recipe over your competitors? What is your backstory? Where do you get your ingredients from, etc.? Business goals. What are your specific, measurable goals that you want to achieve and when? How much in sales volume do you need to support your business monthly, quarterly, and annually? Number 4, marketing plan. What marketing strategies will you put in place and what is their timeline? Will you sell your products online, to retail grocery stores, or to distributors? Number 5, action plan. What are the tasks you need to complete and by when? By what date do you need your label design to be printed? What date do you need your label design to be delivered to your kitchen so you can fit it into your production schedule? When will your website be up and running? Number 6, financial forecast and budgeting. How much is all of this going to cost on a monthly basis? And what kind of revenue do you expect? How long will it take to break even and make a profit? When should you create a business plan for your food business? A business plan is a living, breathing, dynamic document that will grow and change along with your business. When first starting a new business, it helps to determine if you have a good financial viable idea. At the beginning of each year, it helps you to plan out your goals and strategies. Of course, if you need to raise money, people want to see that detailed business plan. However, and you need to remember that you should revisit your business goals regularly. As market conditions change, laws or regulations change, or you aren't seeing the results you expect, then it's time to adjust your business plan. Use it as your guide and refer to it often as you plan each week, each month, and each quarter. But don't let it restrict you either. Your business plans serves as your blueprint for success, and everyone running a food business can benefit from creating one. Whether you're selling your products online, you're making them in your cottage kitchen, you're hiring a co-packer, or you have your own commercial kitchen, It doesn't matter. And remember, it doesn't have to be long. The formal document that many business organizations create take a lot of time and effort and energy, which is absolutely fine if you need it. But if you're just starting your business, you're growing your business, and you're not needing outside funding, the business plan will provide you that step-by-step process that you take week after week, month after month, and quarter after quarter. What kind of recipes are you creating? As you learned in the previous section, there are specific type of foods that cannot be made in a home kitchen and do not fall under the cottage food law. So if you have a recipe that has to be made in a commercially licensed kitchen, you need to determine how it is going to affect the growth of your food business. So the first question is, what kind of recipes are you creating? Can they be made in your own home kitchen? Because in the previous section, you also learned there are some advantages and disadvantages to creating recipes in your own home kitchen. The advantages were low startup cost and fast time to market. The disadvantages were you can only sell in direct-to-consumer venues. So you need to determine what kind of recipes are you creating. Next, where are the recipes being created? If you have a recipe that cannot be made in the home kitchen environment, are you going to create them in a shared kitchen, or are you going to hire a co-packer? Because this information allows you to systemize and prioritize all of your steps that you need to take as you grow your food business. Next, if the recipes are made in a shared kitchen or by a co-packer, what are the requirements of each? For example, in a shared kitchen, you will be sharing the shared kitchen with other food entrepreneurs, which means you will need to determine what the scheduling requirements are based upon your schedule and the other food entrepreneurs in the shared kitchen. For example, if you have an event that you need to have product for 2 weeks from now, Saturday, you need to determine if there's going to be any scheduling conflicts with the other food entrepreneurs that would prevent you from making your product. And usually, the group or the individual running the shared kitchen is very good at helping to coordinate schedules and food prep times for the food entrepreneurs in the shared kitchen. Or are you going to be using a co-packer? And if you are going to be using a co-packer, you do need to determine, number one, how long does it take for the co-packer to create your product, your recipe, from the time you place the purchase order until they can deliver you a finished product? Is it 4 weeks? Is it 6 weeks? Is it more? Also, what are the financial requirements of the co-packer? Do they need 50% down with the initial purchase order, and then maybe they give you terms after that? Or is 100% of the purchase order due when they deliver the final product? So what are the requirements of each? Who is your target market? Who is your ideal customer, and where are they going to be able to purchase your product from? Some of the food entrepreneurs that I work with in my consulting business, when we first start working together, when I ask them the question of who is your target market, some of them have told me that since they are making a food product, everyone has to eat, so that means everyone is their target customer. That could be further from the truth. But you need to determine where your target market is and how are you going to deliver your product to that specific target market. For example, if your target market is an upper income group of individuals that usually purchase food products from gourmet stores, that means that your product needs to be made in a commercially licensed kitchen, which includes hiring a co-packer or in a shared kitchen. On the other hand, if your ideal target market are individuals that purchase food products at farmers markets, that means that you could produce the product in your own home kitchen, and if it's a non-hazardous food, you're able to produce that in your own home kitchen and sell to your target market at the street fairs, festivals, or farmers market. So as you can see, you need to determine who your ideal target market is and how are you going to deliver your product to that target market. What is your USP or your unique selling proposition? Basically, what makes your company different? And the things that make your company different are some of the following. Number one, where do you get your ingredients? Are all of your ingredients local? Do you go out to the local farms and actually pick the ingredients yourself and purchase everything locally? Because if you do, that's a very unique selling proposition, because it allows you to, number one, position your product in the marketplace as supporting local farms, but also people want to know exactly where their food comes from. So if your USP is if you use all of your ingredients from local farms, that allows you to position your product in the marketplace over national brands. So where do you get your ingredients, and can you use it as a unique selling proposition? What is your backstory? How was the recipe created? Who created the recipe? And what is the history of the recipe itself? For example, are you using a recipe that your great-grandmother made years and years ago that taught your grandmother, taught your mother, and now you are taking that multi-generational recipe and introducing it to the world? What is your backstory? The more detailed that you can get with your backstory, the more persuasive it is as you talk to customers why they should buy your product. Also, where is your product made? Is it made in your own home kitchen? For example, if you are making your products that fall under the cottage food law in your own home kitchen, and the house that you currently live in is one of the oldest houses in town, this allows you to create a very, very unique story about the recipe that your great-great-grandmother gave, about the house that it's made in, which is the oldest house in town. Because where is your product made? That ties into the unique selling proposition for your customers. And again, it allows you to position your company in a marketplace against your competitors and make your story that much stronger and persuasive for people to purchase your product. What are your business goals? This section of the business plan is not the how, but the what. So let's take a closer look at it. What are your specific measurable goals that you want to achieve and when? For example, how many farmer markets do you want to attend over the next month, quarter, and annually to sell your products? Or how many food competitions do you want to enter your recipes into to see how they stack up against the competition? And again, don't worry about how you're going to accomplish it, because that's in the next section. This is what you want to accomplish. The next question, how much in sales do you need to support your business on a monthly, quarterly, and annual basis? Do you need $500 per month, $2,000 per month, or more to support your business? And you need to determine exactly what your profitability is, which you will also learn in this course, on what you need to be profitable for your business. And the next question is, how many new accounts will you get on a monthly, quarterly, or annual basis? And this is only for those individuals who are having their product made by a co-packer or in a shared kitchen. Because as you learned in the previous section, if your product is made in your own home kitchen under the cottage food law, you can only sell direct to the consumer. So, if your product is made in a licensed kitchen, how many new accounts will you get on a monthly, quarterly, and annual basis? How many new stores do you need to get? How many new distributors do you need to get? On the flip side, if you are making your recipe in your own home kitchen, instead of asking how many new accounts will you get on a quarterly or annual basis, you may want to ask, how many jars of product do I need to sell on a monthly, quarterly, or annual basis? For example, if you determine that you need to sell 400 jars per month of your product that is made in a home kitchen, the venue to sell that at is a street fair or an art fair. And if you estimate you can sell 100 jars per each street fair, that means you need to attend 4 street fairs per month. What is your marketing plan? This section of the business plan is the how you're going to accomplish your goals. So the first question is, will you sell your products online or offline, or a combination of the two? As you learned in a previous section, If your products are made in your own home kitchen under the cottage food law, you can only sell your products offline in the direct-to-the-consumer marketplace, which are street fairs and festivals. But if your product is made in a commercially licensed kitchen, such as a shared kitchen or by a co-packer, you're able to have the flexibility of selling offline as well as online. So back to the question, will you sell your products online or offline? The biggest factor in determining if you have the flexibility of doing both or simply selling offline is where the product is made. The next question is, what is your offline strategy? Will you sell at street fairs, festivals, office buildings? Will you sell to stores, distributors, and wholesalers? And again, if your product is made in a commercially licensed kitchen, you will be able to sell to stores, distributors, and wholesalers, as well as street fairs, festivals, and office buildings. The next question is, what is your online strategy? And this is specifically for those recipes that are made in a commercially licensed kitchen. Will you sell on Amazon? Will you create your own website? So what is your online strategy? Now that you've created your business plan, you've put together your marketing plan, the final section is, what is the financial forecast and budget? Basically, how much is all of this going to cost on a monthly basis? You need to break that information down on how much it's going to cost you to produce your products. And this includes payroll, ingredient cost, energy cost, everything that is required to go in and to make your product. Also, how long will it take to break even and make a profit? So you need to forecast on a monthly, quarterly, and annual basis. This is one of the most important parts of the business plan. This is when everything needs to be put into action. So what is your action plan? If your marketing plan calls for you to sell at street fairs, festivals, and office buildings, when do you need to sign up to attend these street fairs, festivals, and be able to sell in office buildings? Usually street fairs, you need to sign up several months in advance because they fill up rather fast, as well as with art fairs. The office buildings, pretty much the same thing, because if they allow vendors to sell in the foyer area of office buildings, there's a lot of folks that will probably be in the lineup to sell in the office buildings. So you need to determine when do you need to sign up for these events so you can make sure that you can attend them. The next question, how will you contact new stores, distributors that you will get every single month? Will you contact them by phone, by email? The next question is, if you are selling your product online, who will build your website? And who will upload all of the product information on Amazon if you're able to sell your products on Amazon as well? Also, by what date do you need your label designed and printed to make sure that it fits your production schedule and you have labels in hand when your product does and is available for labeling either in your own home kitchen, by the co-packer, or in the shared kitchen? So you need to determine when and who is going to design your label, when you're going to need it, and usually label printing takes anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks depending on the printer that you go with. So you do need to factor that in.